Welcome, everybody. Here I have BioPhoenix. He's a fellow YouTuber, Canadian gamer, and he's been kind enough to pop into my channel, introduce himself to me. I've been popping into his channel and watching his videos, and we've been exchanging some good discussion on each other's comment sections. He's currently the most notable guest on my channel with 2,500 subscribers. He's got a love for PlayStation 1 classics, a lot of retro horror games, but he's got a diverse taste in media, everything from movies to anime, action movies, some Stephen Killer, oh.
Stephen King books.
Stephen King
Killer.
books. I'm skipping ahead of the content, the killer stuff. You got a nice
No
mix of
worries.
stuff on your channel is what I want to get to. And we're going to focus a little bit on you and the Canadian stuff and a little bit of
Oh
growing
yeah.
up and all that kind of good stuff. So, give me a little bit about your background since you grew up in small town Canada, and maybe at some point in your childhood early on, if you noticed that there's any difference with what we had available to us here in Canada versus any difference in the States, or maybe you didn't pick up on that.
Okay. Well, first of all, I have to say my usual intro because I know people will be pissed if I don't. But hello everyone, this is BioPhoenix here. All right, there you go.
There you go.
Okay. Now with that said, where should I start now? Okay, so I grew up in Ottawa, in the capital of Ontario. So, that's exciting, I guess.
We're neighbors, buddy. I visited your
Yeah.
city in grade 5.
Oh wow, awesome. Yeah, no, I grew up there. I lived there since I was like a year old till I was like 20 something. And yeah, it was interesting growing up there. I played all sorts of different games when I was there. My very first console I ever had was actually a Super Nintendo that was given to me by my cousin who was older than me. Because when he got the N64, he basically gave the Super Nintendo away to my family.
That works.
Yeah, so yeah, and he had like some really good games to start out with. He had Mario All Stars, Super Mario World 1 and 2, Yoshi's Island,
Yeah.
Link to the Past, and Donkey Kong Country 1 and 2. And I think he also had like some stupid hockey game, but I can't remember the name of it. But I never
Everybody has a
played it.
sports game, man. And like for us, it's the most cherished, precious sports game we've ever played. In reality, they're probably all garbage.
Yeah, like it was. I can't. I wish I could remember which one it was. I'll know it by the cover art, but
Yeah.
I won't know
Did it
it by
have like
name.
Gretzky on it or something?
I don't think it had Gretzky
Uh,
in the name. No, I don't think it did. At least not that I remember. But
yeah.
but yeah, there was that, and then I also had some like Olympic sport game from like '94. Yeah. But no, I had all the other good stuff though that I grew up playing a lot. I think Donkey Kong Country 1 might have been the first game I remember playing, at least one that I can remember playing, and I loved it. I
Mm-hmm.
loved like the way it looks, the music is just amazing. I still
Mm-hmm.
listen to the music like outside of the game even to this day all the
Yeah.
time. So,
Always
yeah,
getting
that
recommended like aquatic ambience on YouTube videos on your homepage and stuff. Everyone always throws DK tracks in there.
Oh yeah, yeah, no, that's a great one. But
Yeah.
honestly, probably one of my favorite tracks in the whole game might be the factory level.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that might be my favorite, but of course, I don't think there's a single bad
No.
song in the whole game,
No,
honestly.
you can't pick one for sure. So you had the SNES as a hand-me-down console. What would you say
Yep.
was the first console or handheld that you could actually say, "Ah, okay, this is mine. Like this is my own now."
I would say the N64 because I got the PS1 before the N64, but it
Hmm.
was at my dad's house, so I only went to my dad's place on like the weekends every so often.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't really own that one, but we did have some games on there, and I'll talk about that real quick. That the two games we had on that outside of like my dad's games, which was just like Gran Turismo,
Yeah.
is that there was Crash Bandicoot 2. And then probably one of the weirdest games ever, and yet it's like one of my all-time favorites, is Tecmo's Deception.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you've recommended that one before.
Yeah, I always recommend it to people
Yeah.
all the time because it's such a weird game that I just love it. Because it's so different, and I don't want to like talk like hours and hours about like that game, but I just think it's just a very unique, cool game that, even to this day, I still feel like the game doesn't get talked about enough. When people do talk about it, they only talk about like the rarity of it, which I
Yeah.
think is lame.
Like the collector aspect.
Yeah, and I'm just like, dude, just freaking play it, man.
Do
Like, it's
you
great.
have a video on it already? And I can link that.
I have a lot.
Okay.
So I actually did a really old review of it where I reviewed the whole series at that time where it had like all four games in one, but it's really old and my audio sucked.
Yeah.
And also, I just don't like the way how I spoke in my old
Sure.
videos. I just think it just could have been a lot better. But yeah, I did that, and then I did like a retrospective series, like again, like many years later, which is a little better, but I still
Hmm.
felt like it could be a little bit better. But I thought about doing it again, but then again, I'm just like, man, like I talk about the series too much,
How
so
many
I mean,
years
it's
ago are we
whatever.
talking about for making those videos, and how long have you been at it at the channel? Like 2,500 subs is a healthy quantity, man. That's a good channel.
Okay, well, thank you first of all. Secondly, okay, so that first video I did, I think I did that back in like 2013, which was like, well, I started like actually doing like game reviews in like late 2012, but I think I uploaded them in like 2013.
Okay.
And I remember that was one I think I definitely uploaded in 2013 for sure.
Probably should have mentioned that a big thing on your channel is doing game reviews and anime reviews and all kinds of reviews, actually.
Yeah, it's mostly just the game reviews and the anime stuff I do. And then well, I mean, I cover like a bunch of other. I like doing like the other different topic videos.
It's
Like I
good to
like
have a
them.
variety channel because it keeps it interesting week after week, too.
Yes, yes, true, very true. Yeah, no, I also like doing the like discussing video game music. Like
Mm
I used to do a lot of like top list on like different little set piece ideas. Like for example, like my top favorite like
hmm.
relaxing music, or like
Yeah.
my top favorite like games that are music from a game on this console or whatever.
I think everybody just picks like the most obscure way that they can formulate a list, and they go, "Oh, this is a good video idea." Throw it up there. Top five, top 10, top anything. It'll get some
Yeah, no,
views.
I've done that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. I'm guilty of that currently too. That's okay. No, but when they're interesting, and I like the ones with music too, because you can just put those on, listen to what someone thinks, really short in between the music, and just have that while you work or something. I think I've listened to
Oh
one
yeah.
your music videos before. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I like them. And plus, you don't gotta worry about copyright as much, thank God.
Yeah.
So,
Do you remember then? God, 2013 is a long time ago. 2012, if you're thinking of making the channel back then, is whatever you had in mind back then what you are doing now? Did you envision kind of where your channel is today? And how did it even start? Because like YouTube back then, it wasn't to try to get big, try to get famous on YouTube. It was just for purely for sharing things. I want to show
all
somebody
right.
this.
All right. So, this is a bit of a long story. I'll try to make it
Yeah,
short.
don't worry.
But the channel that I have now was actually not the first channel I ever made, believe it or not. I actually did make a channel before in like late 2006 or early 2007, around there.
Mm.
And that channel, it's not around anymore. It got deleted because I broke
Oh
YouTube
yeah.
rules at the time. Yeah,
Okay.
because of the whole copyright thing when that started to become a problem. But yeah, that channel had a really stupid name because I called it Freak because I got my iPod for like my birthday that year, so
Yeah.
I wanted to call it, yeah, iPod Freak.
How
But of
old were
course
you
I
with a
was
name
an
like
idiot.
that? Like 11 years old or something?
I think I was like 12
Yeah.
or 13. Yeah.
That's when I came up with my stupid names too. 13.
Yeah, yeah, so it was around there, and yeah, and of course I spelt it wrong, so it ended up becoming iPod Freck. iPod Freck. Oh, yeah, so that was funny, and of course during that time I was just doing stupid videos of like Microsoft Sam. I don't know if you remember
Oh,
that text-to-speech
yeah.
thing.
Back when it was
Yep.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, where I used to just type in like ridiculous stuff into it, and it was just really funny. I used to do a whole thing with that, and then like I said, unfortunately, I lost the channel because I had a lot of like videos that had like actual like artist music
Mm.
in it, and and of course I did that so much that like yeah, my channel just got taken down, and then I took a year break, and then I made the channel that I have now, and yeah, I didn't start out doing game reviews until like I said about 2012, 2013,
Mm-hmm.
because I made the channel in 2010. And before I did that, I tried to do this one thing that was really weird. I tried to make an abridged series. I don't know if you're familiar with
Yeah.
those.
Yeah, yeah. Basically like fan fiction twists on existing media. like the
Yes.
Dragon Ball Abridged and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like Team Four Star, yeah. And then
yeah.
there's the Yu-Gi-Oh one from Little Karibo and all that. Yeah, well, so I was watching a lot of that stuff at the time, and I loved it. I thought it was the most like hilarious shit. And yeah, and I wanted to do my own, and of course, it sucked.
What
I'll be
series did
honest,
you
it
want
was
to
not.
do? What series did you
The
cover?
series I did was on the second Deception game.
Okay.
Because that one has like a lot of like cutscenes and such, so I like even like dubbed the voices over with my
Yeah,
shitty voice acting, and it was really bad.
because
I
if
actually still have it on the channel, believe it or not.
oh good, because if an abridged series isn't obscure enough already, you may as well make it about an obscure game too, huh? Double down on that aspect.
Yeah, yeah, no, I chose to do that because like no, like at the time, no one's done it before, and I
Yeah,
figured,
sure.
well, I might as well do it, and I know all about these games, so I figured I can make fun of them. And yeah, there's a lot of shit you can make fun of with those games because all the characters in it have like such ridiculous names like Goat Bone, so it's like, yeah, I gotta make fun of that.
I'll get there eventually so I can experience it for myself too. Okay. Now, since then, and this is another thing that stood out for me and why I've enjoyed your channel and just kind of you in general, is you give spotlight to these nobodies. And I'm including myself in that one because it wasn't too long ago that you went on your community section and you did a really cool thing, at least for a week, where you were giving different small channels spotlight. Somebody was doing like obscure games, and someone was doing a more research channel where they were covering like some Japanese imports and stuff. So why do you go out of your way to do that? Honestly.
No, I just feel like that, like there's a lot of channels out there that are really good at doing what they do, but unfortunately, they just don't like get amount of attraction. And I feel like I just want to help people. And I know before I used to try and like help people out by giving shout outs in like my old pickup videos,
Mm-hmm.
but I haven't done that in a while, so like I just figured it'd be easier just to do it with the community tab. I still want to do it. It's just the thing is I just haven't really been like,
Yeah.
reaching out to a lot of more smaller people. And most of the small channels that I know, like they already know.
Yeah.
So
And also, it takes a little bit of time if you're trying to find new channels to give the shout outs to. I mean, gotta have the time to
yeah, that's
watch new
true too.
people. Yeah.
The best way how I found smaller channels is just from looking through comment sections and then just like clicking on people that have like interesting names or avatars.
Okay, there it is. Hey, so maybe I
Yeah.
stood out with my name or my avatar then. Good stuff.
Yeah, that's how I basically find people usually.
Yeah. Oh man, I was just thinking of something related to that too. But before I get to the next section, which, oh yeah, this was a personal question of mine that I want to sneak in here because I've wondered this watching your pickup videos before. And for anyone who's unaware, his pickup videos cover whole types of physical media, just his haul from the month or the last couple of months, and he'll showcase all of that. And like I mentioned at the start of the video, it's everything from books to movies. I'm talking DVDs and Blu-rays, physical CDs, and all that kind of stuff. So in those videos, you sometimes answer people's questions, but I've always wondered, where are people actually asking you the questions for the Q&A?
Oh,
Like, how do I submit a question for you to be answered?
well, usually, um, well, I don't really have like a Q&A per se with the pickup videos, but sometimes like how I do them is that usually if there's something I pick up and it's something I want to talk about, and if there's someone that I know who's
Mm,
talked about it or likes it or whatever, I usually try to mention them and try to
okay.
tell them that it's like, oh yeah, like this guy said this thing was really cool, so I figured I might as well try it too, kind
Yeah.
of thing.
Okay. That stood out to me too, where again, it's just you giving mention to other people. And I like that aspect of your videos because it kind of brings people together, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to do what I'm doing right now, try to get people together and more people talking too.
Oh
So,
yeah, yeah.
something light, something fun to wrap up with here. We're going to the final question. And this is you having to pick one piece of media and all the others get discarded. Your choices are anime, TV and movies, video games, obviously, music, and books. Keep one, the rest are gone. Basically, what's your favorite?
Oh God, that's hard. um, yeah, you know what? I probably would say video games because
Yeah,
that is like my most consumed one. But then again, I also do listen to a lot of music too,
I
so
thought
it's like
music might be in there with how much you talk about it. Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, it's either one of those two. Like, don't get me wrong, as much as I love like everything else, like those are usually the two big ones that I do consume the most of. So yeah, I would say, yeah, I probably would say video games just because that's yeah,
Yeah.
because that's basically like what my channel's mainly about, right?
Yeah, it's
So
okay. And don't worry, I'm not going to do anything cruel where it's like, well, you picked video games, not music, so no more video game music either. No, it's okay. You can have a
yeah.
little bit of that if you want it to. Just no rock and no new bands for you to discover.
All right. Well, I got a big catalog anyways, so.
Good. Man, thank you. I have one question for you too, and at the end of the video here, you can take some time if you want to direct anybody to anything else other than your YouTube channel. Your channel is obviously going to be linked here so people can check it out. Any mentions you want to make, stuff like that.
Like, you want me to just shout out random
I don't
people,
know. Well, it
or?
could be people. I also don't know if you promote yourself or anything else that you're working on, but is it just the.
Oh, okay, I know something I can do. Okay, so remember like I said about the Abridged series content?
Yeah?
Well, I actually did make another channel where I actually started making them again, but this time I'm actually knowing what I'm doing now,
Okay.
so it's a lot better. But the series I'm making fun of now is actually the Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel from Falcom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been making fun of that, and I actually got one of my other buddies out there who does the voice of Arnold Schwarzenegger to do the voice of Ring Schwarzer, but of
Yeah.
course because Schwarzer has like the first part of the
Similar sounding name.
Schwarzenegger. Yeah,
It's a
yeah,
good
I thought
enough
it'd be
reason to do
funny.
Schwarzenegger, sure.
Yeah, it's I've been having a lot of fun with that. In fact, as I'm like today, I was actually working on a little bit of the script for the next episode on that, so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, that's been a lot of fun. In fact, that whole channel actually has a lot of like smaller channels that I'm familiar with helping me out with it. Like I know Majority, he helps me out with it. I know Alex from TurboZone has helped me out.
Mm.
K Sound, aka Kamikaze Soundwave, he's another guy that I've known on YouTube for years, and he helped me out with it too, and a bunch of other people as well. So
I'll have it
yeah, it was
linked.
really
Say the
great.
name of your channel in case anyone's only listening, I suppose.
But the name of the Abridged channel?
Yeah.
Oh, it's called Trails of Cold Stone.
There you go. Trails of Cold Stone.
Yeah, like Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah. Good
Yeah.
stuff. All right, I'll link it all. Everything's going to be there in the description for anyone who has time to click on things. Man, thank you very much for giving me your time here and for having a little interview with me.
No problem, man. Yeah, I wish we can go on longer, but that's okay.
Well, we'll
I
give people a
understand.
little taster right now. We'll see what they think, get any criticisms and any feedback, and then we'll deliver a longer piece another time.
All right, yeah, sounds good.
All right, thanks
All
again.
right, take it easy, everyone, and of course, thank you for having me on. And yeah, take it easy, everyone. Have a good day, and thanks for watching and commenting.
There you go.